Our next question,
Mhm.
design for manufacturing and beyond, really. You want to talk a little bit about that and what the plans are and your thoughts are around that?
Yeah, this is I think this is a really interesting topic because so Oliver, we have a customer advisory board who we've met
Hmm.
with a few times, and one of the topics that was hot on their minds last year was sustainability. So
Yep.
what's going to happen to packaging downstream after its intended use? So it's been opened in the operating room and used, but then the disposal and the recycling, and some of the larger customers and the European customers were very interested in that angle. So we did a lot of deep diving into sustainability and the end of life, and realized that you can design for that outcome if that's what's
Yep.
important to the customer. And then with Oliver Design, our new pharma wing, right, we've noticed designing for manufacturing is very important there. You can come up with a great, important, beautiful design that looks great on paper, but then no one can actually build it, or it's too
Right.
hard. When you get to the actual production process, it fails and never passes testing and never makes it off the shelf. So you've almost got like a triangle of designing for end of life and a sustainability
Hmm.
outcome, designing for manufacturing, which is giving me a good solid design that's going to pass testing and work. And then
Yep.
the third angle would be designing for use, which is, I think, is the most important, is can the nurse, the doctor, the person who's intended, can they understand it? Does it solve their problem? If it doesn't work in the operating room, then it doesn't work, period. So designing for end of life, manufacturing, and use are three great outcomes. It's kind of a design triangle, if you will, that I just think is an
Absolutely.
interesting paradigm.
And you can't really separate them from each other either. I mean, even when you talk about design for use and design for manufacturing, there's a union there in design for use isn't necessarily just for the end user.
Yep,
It's for the manufacturing people using it to get it packaged in the first place.
that's right.
It has to be usable for them to get it through the manufacturing process. So it's not just the design that needs to like work with the manufacturing process. It needs to work with the people working the process as well.
Exactly. They all have to work together. And I think
Yep.
that's one of the things I enjoy about working at Oliver, is because we're only focused on medical, right? We can really dig into those challenges. So we've done OR simulations, we've done observations, we've tried to really talk to as many packaging engineers as we can, nurses, doctors, understand how things actually get used,
Hmm.
and then make sure those insights filter into our designs, into our manufacturing, into our testing, right? Great design has to pull all the way through and get used correctly to solve the problem. So it's one of the fun parts of design.